Insects, truly one of God's most horrid creations of all time, and also one of nature's most valuable assets of all time, and that without them, the world will be in shambles. But yeah, let's be for real here. Insects fucking suck, dude. They're disgusting, they look disgusting, and they like to touch you for no reason. I mean, hell, even God hates those motherfuckers. I mean, literally, the only reason why they're even here is because of garbage disposal. That's all they are, just garbage disposal. I mean, even God hates their asses. Now, for some reason, insects just love to multiply a lot during summer, in which let's talk about summer, because for some reason summer is like one of the only seasons in the year where you can just go to your room and look up and see the most disgusting yet the most unique insect you've ever seen in your life just sitting there at the corner of your roof, just chilling there, and that for a good minute, for a good solid minute, you think that you're about to enter history as the first person to discover that type of species of insects, only for you to go on Google and find out that this insect is actually pretty common and that the entire year it was like hiding somewhere, and that for some reason during summer it wanted to show itself for some reason. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because, I was on Twitter and I kept seeing people making memes about different types of insects they've seen this summer, and it made me want to sit down and recollect and remember, what's the nastiest encounter that I had with an insect that really makes me hate them, because I feel like the video would just be pointless if it's just me making a video just ranting about how insects suck without giving proper reason as to why you should hate them. So I was thinking if I have a story that I could tell y'all, and boy do I have a story to tell y'all. And this story is truly one of the most disgusting stories you've ever heard in your life. Forget about the classic dead roach and fly in your drink, forget about the classic rats flying into the KFC deep fryer for no reason, forget about all that shit. That shit is light work compared to what I'm about to tell y'all. And the ending itself was like 10 times worse than the entire story. So strap down and let's begin. So this story happens about a year ago, in which, holy fucking shit, dude, it's already been a year. So I was sitting in my room, chilling, watching the Joker movie, and then I got hungry. But at the time I didn't feel like going to the kitchen and making my own food. I was too lazy for that, and besides the fridge was empty and I didn't know what to make, so instead I left the house, went to the nearest restaurant to my house and ordered a chicken quesadilla. Then I got back home and I unwrapped my food, but then I look at the cover that's covering my food and I noticed this weird sticky black substance on it. Now keep in mind, at the time the cover that was covering my food was actually black. So at the time I thought that, maybe the heat wave is so strong and that the casing of my food is like sitting directly under the sunlight. So I thought maybe, it was so hot outside and that the sun just completely burned the fucking paint off of my case. So I didn't take much of it. So then I was about to leave my room and go and clean up my case so that, I can actually hold my food and eat it. But as I'm about to leave my room, I look up and I see the fattest, stinkiest insect just sitting there at the corner of my room. It's got wings, it can fucking fly, and I can actually see it flying at the right top corner of my room, just trying to find a spot where it can actually stay there and just nest in there. I mean, it was so fucking big that for a second I actually thought that it was a bird because of how big it was, like a tiny ass bird. But then I look at the wings and I'm like, oh god, that ain't no damn bird, bro. Ain't no damn bird got those wings, bro. Ain't no way. So then I knew that I was gonna have to end this fucking insect with raid. Now this insect was actually a moth, a 40-inch long moth and 2 inches wide. So then I take my food, take it to a safe spot where the raid won't touch it, then go and grab the raid. Then I look at the insect and I start spraying at it, and we do the dance of death. And I start spraying at it, it's flying everywhere, out of control, it's flying everywhere, it doesn't have a clear sense of direction, it's just flying wherever its wings can take it. Whenever it got closer to me, I just kept on spraying it even more and just kept on flying crazy until eventually it got too high and got chopped in half by the ceiling fan. And then I see its front half crawling on the floor, then I see its front half crawling to the nearest corner it can find. And then I try to catch it with my Crocs, but it can't fit, the Croc can't fit it. So instead, I go and bring a broom and I start crushing it. I use the end of the broom and I start crushing it. I keep crushing it like 10 times. It keeps on taking every single hit, and I even keep on spraying at it. And I'm like, dude, just fucking die already. I've crushed you with my broom like 10 times. You're still breathing. How is that even possible? And I keep on crushing it and crushing it for like a good solid 5 minutes until it eventually dies. Its whiskers stop moving. This is how I know that it's actually dead now. So after this little show that I've had to go through, I start pondering and how the fuck this moth just came into my room. how did it end up there? And also about the sticky black substance, it's like, what is that? You know, keep in mind at the time it was summer and the outside was like hot as fuck. So I made sure to close all of the windows in my house. Every single hole where the air from outside could potentially enter my house, I made sure to close that shit. So there was not a single opening or a crevice that this big ass moth could have crawled from. So the only way it could have actually entered my room is if it followed me directly from where I was. And then I look at the bag, give it a second look, and I realized the entire fucking bag was like filled with that same sticky substance. It's not just the covering of my food, it's the entire bag itself covered with sticky black substance. And then it finally hit me that sticky black substance that was on the covering of my food, it wasn't actually the burnt melted paint from the case. It was actually the moth's shit. That moth, that big ass moth, have been sitting in my bag for like a few weeks because there was a lot of shit in there. So it must have been living in there for like a solid week. So by the looks of it, the way this thing was actually surviving is that whenever the restaurant closes, it would go out at night, eat whatever breadcrumbs the employees forgot to clean up, and during shift hours, it would go back to its little home, which is my bag, and stay in there during shift hours until the restaurant closes and the cycle repeats. So it finally hit me that this is actually shit this entire time. And now that I'm thinking about it, the odds of this happening are like extremely fucking low. you have to put into perspective just how fucking lucky and unlucky this is at the same time. I went to the restaurant and I got the same bag with the moth inside of it, and I got a rare type of moth. Like this moth, I've never seen anything like it before in my life. So I got a rare type of insect inside of that same bag, inside of that same restaurant at that same time. So if I wasn't there at the right time, at the right place, this would have never happened. I mean, do you know just how lucky this is, dude? And just how unlucky this is at the same time? But you know what's even crazier than this? Is that at the end of the day, I still ate my food. Yeah, you heard me. I ate the same food where its bag was covered in literal bug shit. But I do want you to keep in mind that only the bag itself and the food covering had some shit on them. So my food itself, you had the chicken quesadilla wrapped in tin foil, and then you have the casing itself, and then the bag. So only the inside of the bag had the shit and the casing. The tin foil had no shit stains at all. So if the tin foil had no shit stains on it, so that means my food was safe. And at the time it was hot outside, I didn't feel like going out and complaining like a Karen. I was lazy, I was tired, I was hungry, and I was like, fuck it, dude, I don't feel like complaining. So I just ate my food. So yeah, that was my nastiest encounter with an insect. Now for the 50 people that are gonna watch my video, I would like for all of you to go down to the comment section and tell me your nastiest encounter with an insect. Now I'm very eager to hear y'all's story about this. And no, I'm not suggesting that you comment. I'm telling you to get your ass down to the comment section and tell me your nastiest encounter with an insect. Goodbye.